So now we'll have some detailed discussion why we need mobile automation and from where this idea came and how
Mm-hmm.
we are going to do that. So if you remember,
Okay.
10 or I mean 5 to 10 years back, the way we were using our phone, now we are not using uh, the phone in current day with same intensity or with same approach. Earlier,
Yeah, yeah.
5 or 8 years back, it was like, yeah, phone is there to make some call or do some surfing on net. That's it, and some
Mm-hmm.
games or something like that we used to do. But
Mm-hmm.
nowadays, mobile is our life. Every second we are spending on mobile. Like we all are mobile addicted.
Yeah.
Without the mobile, it's very difficult for us to survive,
Yeah.
right? And the
Yeah.
reason behind such an addiction is that people are getting cell phones or mobile phones at cheaper cost. The data pack, or you can say the network which we are using, is not cheap. Earlier, it used to be
Mm-hmm.
very costly, so we were not able to afford that much cost and all. So yeah, we were going for some basic phone or some cheap phone, and it was serving our purpose. But nowadays, your all smartphones are coming under the price tag of some normal phones which we were buying 5 6 years back.
Yeah.
Okay, so when all your businessmen and your big organization, they observe this, they did a study on this, they did research on this, and they found that nowadays user is spending almost uh, 6 to 8 hours minimum on his phone.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
why shouldn't, being a Amazon, being a Flipkart, or being a Netflix, why are we relying on desktop or laptop things? Like, why we are providing all the services on a larger port? Why we are not able to connect to these audience who are spending more time on mobile compared to laptop or desktop? So why we are not providing our services to them? That was their
Mm-hmm.
first requirement. Then they said, okay, we'll provide all the services, our services to the customer at their mobile. But how we will do? In between this app, Google came with this Android things, and then whole scenario changed, and everything got changed. It was a
Mm-hmm.
big boost for mobile industry because Android was open source, and it is cheap compared to your any other things like Windows, which Microsoft was running Windows Mobile, then this Apple iPhone mobile. So people started running behind Android, and Android is giving lots of new features and everything. So all the big names which I told you, like Netflix, Amazon, Flipkart,
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, you name any, and almost 99% everything is there on the phone today. So they came up with this idea that okay, we have three different way to reach to the people. One is using, as usual, user is using some browser. Now until
Mm-hmm.
he is using it on larger viewport. So why shouldn't we have some browser kind of things in our mobile, so that, and that browser should be capable enough to handle all the requests or all the services which we are providing in larger viewport in mobile as well. So that was the one thing. So basically it's a web application. Then they came
Mm-hmm.
up with the idea of having a app. So they develop different kinds of app for Android and iOS and all those things. So as soon as they developed this app and they started giving services to the customer, they realized that if their app is not a bug free, or if their app is not consistent, or it's not robust, then obviously user is having some other this thing, what to say, options also available in the market, and they will go for that. In that case,
Mm-hmm.
uh, their business is going to impact. If you remember, nowadays we all are using Microsoft Office, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are so much dependent on Microsoft Office that if some bug is there or something, we need Microsoft to improve. Until unless Microsoft will not decide to work on that, we have to accept those glitches or those bug and keep on working, because our work is dependent on that, right? So it's
Yeah. Yeah.
Microsoft who is making call when to update and all those things. And since we were not having other alternate that time, so we were relying on Microsoft Office. But nowadays you will
Mm-hmm.
get so many other tools which is going to serve your purpose, like Microsoft Office is doing in the market. Apache is there, then Linux based or LibreOffice is there. So many other options are available in the market. So that's why
Mm-hmm.
see today Microsoft is releasing so many updates and everything. After 10 or 15 days they are on their toe. They have to address the concern of the users, because they won't do the nowadays user is having alternate, so they will go there and they'll use some other products and Microsoft will lose. So like that,
Yeah.
other company also provided this kind of. So from there, and see, they always wanted to be in touch with the user through mobile, so they realized that their app should be bug free, it should be consistent, efficient for the user. So from there
Yeah.
this uh, mobile automation picture came. So initially everyone started looking for tool. So at that day we have seen that some other tools which I have shown you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, these were the tools and all. So every tools were having some constraints or some issues. So they were continuously looking for something which can work. Because if you see, Netflix is providing or Amazon is providing app for the Android as well as for the iOS.
I was.
So
Yeah.
yes, so Netflix, if Netflix has to automate or Netflix has to test its application. So if Appium is not there, he has to buy one of the tool or for iOS, and he has to invest for same purpose on Android. So one application, one organization is investing two places to test their application, right? So they were,
Yeah.
and all the organization wants to save money for them. Money saving, cost cutting is a big issue always, right?
Yeah.
So always they were looking for something which can work with both. Uh, so a single tool which can work with both iOS and Android. Their apps could be automated at one place using one tool. So in between, Selenium came and people started using wrappers on the Selenium and all. So APM also came within some days, and APM was a lifesaver for this organization or this whoever is developing app and providing its services to the customer. So
Mm-hmm.
APM works for both for Android and iOS. So APM is the hot tool, or you can say most demanding tool in the market, which
Mm-hmm.
all companies or organizations are preferring. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
So this is the reason behind having a mobile automation, and then why APM they wanted and all. So
Yeah.
if you see, we have couple of points here that if we are doing automation, we can achieve these things. So first of all, it's efficient. When you are writing it for the first time, yeah, obviously you will be doing some pain, because you have to understand the functionality, you have to configure the environment and setup and all those things. Those are the first time pain. But once you have done everything, all the setups and everything is right on your, and your environment is running fine, then it's like a cakewalk.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't matter how many times you are calling it, how many times you are running it. you can run it and it will work for you. And obviously compared to this manual, it's a faster thing. So manual people will take so much time,
Yeah, yeah,
and since you have written a code, you just run it and it will do the job for you. And
yeah,
we have a concept of framework and all. So code which we have written today, tomorrow if something new is adding or getting removed, then that same code we have to change as per the new requirements. We don't have to write much. So there is a reusability and reliability is what
yeah,
that if application is there, uh, and your script is also there, so you can always run it and to check whether apps which is support which is supposed to work in certain way or certain fashion is working or not. And initially I told you that while writing you will take some time or you have to take some pain, but once you have done, it's a cakewalk. So last point, cost reduction, which is the biggest or which is the most important part for any organization, they are mostly focusing on that. So one person will or two-person can be enough to run those scripts or maintain those scripts based on the new features added and all, and like that. So instead of having five or six manual people who are going to check those things, those applications, their functionality, two persons, whoever is able to understand the code, they know Appium, they know Selenium, they can do it. So obviously there is a cost saving.
yeah.
Okay. And Appium, that day we have discussed, it's an open source tool. It can be used to automate all your native app, hybrid app, and mobile apps. And it's a cross platform, so you can use it on Windows. I mean, sorry,
Can
I
I did not get exactly on that day. Can you just give me a brief again on different types of apps, if you can?
yes, yes.
Yeah, name it.
Okay. So when I'm saying native apps, so when you are buying a new phone first time and you are just starting it, so some of the apps are coming pre-inbuilt or you can say pre-installed. So I'll
Yeah,
show you. I'll show
calculate.
you. Yes. So let me show you my. So suppose these are the devices which you are buying. It's an Android and it's a iOS. So if you
Mm-hmm.
see, these are the apps which will be already provided by Apple, and these are the some basic apps which Google is providing for you.
Yeah,
Some clock, calendar,
con.
these
Mm-hmm.
messages and all those things, settings. So these things
Yeah,
are
yeah,
provided by Google. So these apps are called native apps because these apps, if you try to run in different version of Android. Suppose I'm working on Android 9. So Android 9 is also having clock, contacts, file, and
yeah.
Android 8 is also having these few things, right? So even though
Mm-hmm.
both Android, and if I try to get this clock into Android 8, it not work because the architecture of Android 8 or the hardware capacity of Android 8 is different from the hardware and software specification or requirements of Android 9, right?
Yeah.
So these apps will not work. So these apps are designed for a particular environment, and that environment is nothing but the SDK, software development kit, which we are using, right?
Mm-hmm.
To develop some app or some applications on either a mobile, sorry, either an iOS or Android, we use some SDK. So based on that SDK or software development kit architecture or its guideline, we are developing the app. So SDK, which is used for um, Android 8, is not the same which is used for Android 9 or Android 7. So these apps will not work or behave in other Android platforms. So that's why it's known as native app. And one more thing, if I download any of the Android app and try to run it in iOS, I can't do that because iOS and Android both is different OS, different hardware, different architecture. So one app which is working or developed for a particular architect, say for Android will not work in iOS and vice versa. So that's why it's a native app.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
basically, to identify which are the native apps, so those apps which are coming with your device inbuilt or predefined apps, so those are native apps. Nowadays,
Mm-hmm.
Google is providing Chrome and other apps also, but those apps are not a native app because if you uninstalled it, then also your device will run fine. But if I try to uninstall this calendar or this setting apps and all those things, it's quite possible that my device will not work as it was expected, right? So these
Oh,
are
okay.
yeah, so these are the apps which is known as native apps. Okay.
Yeah.
Now coming to one more category of apps, that is web application. So if I'm launching my Chrome or any other browser which is available in my this uh, s- device, so now if I'm launching some Facebook or whatever you say, Netflix or Amazon, anything which I'm, so we are using, then that time we are using a web app. So Facebook, if you are launching through a browser with the help of Chrome or Firefox, any other browser, then it's a web application.
Web app. Okay. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So this this way, this is a web application. Okay. Next, next is your hybrid application. So you might be using Gmail or Outlook or anything. So in your
Mm-hmm.
mail, if some of your friend is sending some link or something, and if you are clicking, so that in that case what happens, that link is opening within a Gmail in the browser format, if you have
Yeah.
noticed. So that is
Yeah.
a hybrid app. So why it's hybrid? Because it's a, first of all, it's a native app. A native app means app, Gmail app in this or Outlook app in Android will not work on the Outlook or an Gmail app on the iOS. So it's a kind of native apps, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
you are able to launch browser whenever you are clicking some link and all. Your browser is getting uh, uh, open. I mean, not your browser like Chrome or Fire, Safari or any other browser. Browser within the application is getting launched. So now it's a web application. So it's behaving both way. Until unless you are not clicking any link or something, your browser is not getting launched within that app. By that time, it will be an app. Once you are clicking or launching some application or something in a browser format, then it's a, what to say, you can say it's a basically a web app. Then whole app, if you want, you can describe it as a hybrid app because it is having functionality of both.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah.
okay. So like this, if I am clicking on this news, let me see how it is going to work here. See, just now I clicked that one of the news article, and if you have seen, it tried to open one of the kind of browser things. I'm not still
Yeah.
why it's not loading. Let me see.
It's fine. Yeah, I understood. Yeah.
Okay, you understood. So this way,
Yeah.
there is a difference between in the. different apps which you are seeing or you might be using in your day-to-day life.
Yeah,
Okay, so and we have also seen that this is a cross-platform because it can be used for both iOS and Android.
iOS and Android. Yeah.
Yeah, and these are the other tools, and lot more tools are also available. So these tools are having one or the other dependencies, like either it's a closed source or it is supporting only one platform, it's not supporting other platform. So that's why these tools are not that much popular. Yes, they are in use because of the uh, client requirement, or you can say if someone is working only on iOS environment, they are not providing their
Okay,
services
no, no.
to the iOS or Android. I mean,
Okay.
any of the platform, other platform, they are not providing. So then, in this case, whatever is best suitable for them, they are doing that. But still,
Okay.
whoever is wants to do for both, they are going for Appium. Okay, because it's
Yeah.
very easy
Yep.
for open source and it's easy to, and it's a Selenium based. So yeah, Selenium is having all the dependencies. Their community is very rigorous. They are giving support and all those things quick fast. So people are going for that. And the Appium supports almost all the languages. So you can write with code with Java, Python, Ruby, any programming language which is very popular nowadays. It supports all the language. So other tools are having these constraints also, that they are not supporting all the language. Either someone will work with C Sharp, someone will work with Java only, and some tools
Mm-hmm.
will work with some other tool. So in that case, what happens if your tool is having this kind of constraint? It will work on a particular platform, or it will work with particular language or particular technology. Then imagine if you have some resource which he is not knowing that technology. First, you have to train that resource, and after that, what will happen is like, if tomorrow that tool is coming with some new things, or your application is getting changed, and you are thinking that this tool is not able to handle the new features, or it, it's not able to automate those features, then you will go for some other tool, and that other tool might be using Java or Python. Then you have to learn Java and Python for that tool. So how many times you will switch the tool, and how many times you will learn the language? Because every one is having some limitation. At certain point only, till certain point only we can learn or we can push, right? After that, it's difficult. So but in case of Appium, you name it and you will get all the language support, all the platform support for the Appium. So that's why Appium, that is one of the reason Appium is getting popular. So Java is everywhere, still in market. 70% people are using Java, and around 30% all other programming languages are there nowadays. Python is having this 16 to 70% stake in the market, and other, so 15% is for other programming languages. And you know that your Android OS is basically based on the Java itself. The Android is written in Java.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, obviously there is a compatibility issue also. So both are compatible, Java here, Java with Appium. So yes, compatibility is there and it works fine. And as you can see that it supports both real device and virtual device. So whenever, just now I have shown you some of the real device on my screen. So these are the virtual device, and same thing you can do it in your real device, the handset which you are using. But again, I would not prefer to go with the real device, because on, if you use and this Appium for couple of times or couple of weeks, after that your phone will start behaving weirdly. So I don't. with the real device until unless it is not asked by your client or it's not provided by your company. Don't screw your personal phone.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. So if you see here, some of the apps screenshot is there. Based on that, you can think of what is native app, what is hybrid app, and what is web app. So if you see here in this tablet, I have launched some this photo editor tool, or you can say um, kind of Photoshop kind of app. So it's a native app because it is working in the particular environment on a particular platform. Okay, so it's a native app. Web app, if you see, I'm launching my this Financial Times or something in a browser, so it's a web app. And same some news app I have opened, and in that if I'm clicking some link, so within this app itself it will launch a browser. So it's basically a hybrid app.
yeah,
So
yeah.
best example which I can recall for hybrid app is that if you are using Facebook, sorry, this Instagram, and Instagram there is just some advertisement. So if you click on that advertisement within your Instagram app only, it will launch a browser kind of interface. Okay, and whatever link you have clicked and all that will be getting displayed inside that. So it's a hybrid app.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm. So now these are the backgrounds and also we'll see how this Appium is working with your devices. Either it's your real device or virtual device. So since I told you that Appium is a wrapper or Appium is a tool based on your Selenium tools, right? So basically we are writing a Selenium syntax or Selenium code, okay, and that code is I can write it using Java or Python, any of the language which I know, which Selenium also supports and Appium supports. So I'll write that code or that syntax, and those will be passed to the Appium. So Appium is written in Node.js language. So the job of Appium is that whatever user has written a script, either using Java or C Sharp or Python, that will be passed on to Appium. Appium will take it and convert it into some ADB commands, or you can say some JSON wire protocol. So those protocols is going to pass to the devices with the help of some drivers and all that we'll see, and your drivers understand that protocol or that JSON request sent to it, and based on that it will reply, and again Appium will respond us back to the format which we understand. So it's basically like you are writing the code which you understand, or the language which you uh, can easily debug or easily write or prefer. So the job of Appium is to take that script or take that syntax from your, and that will be again converted into some JSON format because your HTTP JSON format, because your device understand that format. You might not be understanding the HTTP JSON format, but your device understands. So Appium job as a middleman is that you write your script, it will take your script, it will pass on to the your device, and your device again based on what it has been passed to it, it will respond. So if we see, this is the actual architecture of how your script is getting passed to the devices and how your device is getting respond. So here
Okay.
the first step is WebDriver script. So WebDriver script is nothing. I told you WebDriver means Selenium. So if you see Selenium WebDriver, people used to call, right? Since it's a
Yeah.
based on Selenium, so we, as I told you, that we are basically going to write a Selenium based syntax or Selenium based code using Java or Python or any other language. So whichever
Mm-hmm.
language I have chosen, I have written the script based on Selenium. So those script will be passed on to Appium server. So Appium is written in Node.js. So Appium itself is a kind of software, or you can say an application, which is written in some other language. But the job of this Appium is that whatever code user has written at step one will be sent to Appium in the form of HTTP JSON format. Okay, and then same JSON format or the JSON request based on the device type, like it's Android or it's a iOS.
iOS.
Yeah, so it will be passed to that device or that platform, uh, and it will execute those commands. Your devices will execute those commands. Okay, and then again it will send back response in the form of a JSON to your Appium. And because your device understands JSON formats, okay, so response will also be in JSON format, and then that JSON will be converted by the Appium server for us. And based on that, we are seeing, okay, what are the response we are getting? How is my device is running properly? Is my script is working fine? And that kind of thing. So we will also see what are those JSONs uh, in a few minutes. Okay, when we'll be doing the
Yeah, yeah.
install, we'll be writing them. But this is the architecture. If someone is asking you, you can explain in
Hello.
just a moment.
Yes.
So sorry. So this is the your architecture of Selenium. How you sorry your APM, how APM works with different kind of devices. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now these are the software, or you can say requirements, which we need if we want to write this Appium script, or we want to automate our mobile application. It doesn't matter which kind of application, it's a hybrid, native, or web app. But whichever is
Mm-hmm.
the whichever app you are targeting to automate, you have to have all these things in your system. So this is basically a Java based requirement. Here, if you are going with Python or C Sharp, some couple of things will get changed. But yeah, from here you can say these things will remain almost same. Only couple of things will
Yeah,
change
on
based
my Eclipse. Yeah.
by the or the language which you are choosing based on that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so when we are going to have all these things, so I hope you have JDK installed in your system, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I have stuff there.
JDK is the Eclipse. What about Eclipse?
Eclipse. I don't know which version. I just.
Any version is fine. If it's there, then we can update. There is not an issue.
Yeah, it is there already, but Oxygen. I think Oxygen three
Oxygen.
dot
It's
Oxygen
Oxygen.
three.
Okay. So, and Maven plugin will be already there with the Oxygen, because if you want, we can create either normal project or Maven project. So I'll explain you what is the difference between these two kind of projects also. Uh,
Okay. Okay.
okay. So if you don't mind, I'm stop sharing my screen. I
Uh-huh.
want
Yeah.
you
Sure.
share the screen so that I'll
Sure.
just dictate you. Currently, I don't have documents available with me. It is in my office laptop. Otherwise, I could have forwarded you. So, meanwhile, I can tell you what are the things you have to download. We will download, and I'll see how you are installing. If you are getting some issue, I'll help you with that. Okay.
Sure. 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 Sure.
So I'm stopping this screen sharing. You start, and I'll see what are the things you are already having and what we need to download. So once we'll
Sure.
do
Sure.
this lesson, at least I wanted to do it for Android today. If time permits, we'll try for this iOS also. Otherwise, iOS will do it tomorrow. No issue.
Sure, sure.
Okay. So yeah, I'm stopping it. Just
Yeah.
yeah, now you can share. So am I going fast or is this thing correct?
Yeah.
Okay for
Yeah, yeah, it's good. Yeah, the place is good.
okay.
Can
So
you see now?
yeah, as I can see, you have Eclipse there and Java is already there. So it's Java 8.
Yeah, Java 8.
Okay, so
Can I
Java.
check? I think I'll check version. So what is the Java minus C or something?
Java
How
hyphen word.
is this?
No, Java hyphen. If you give Java space hyphen version, uh, so it's 1.8. Okay, good,
Yeah,
fine.
nice.
So Java is there, so that requirement is done. Eclipse is there, that requirement is done. So can you launch your Eclipse now?
Yeah.
So you said you are already working on APM or some Selenium stuff. So are you working on a manual part or automation part?
No, right now I'm not like I do not do any stuff on Appium.
Okay, okay.
Like I do not write any test case.
Okay. So if you
I
go
just
here,
basically just know that just outline of it. That's it.
okay, then no issue. That outline will help you know. So if you go to this help window, help, if you click here on top, yes.
Yeah.
So here, if you go to Eclipse Marketplace at the end. So type here test ng at the rate, I mean test ng, just hit enter.
So so what is the difference between TestNG and JUnit?
So
As they both.
JUnit is mostly used by the developers to to have I mean they're testing their code itself that all the coverage and the code which they have written is is not having any redundancy and all those things most of the time by developer, not by a
Okay.
QA person. Earlier QA were also using JUnit and JUnit were having some limitations like reporting or the reliability, so those kind of issues they have addressed in test ng. So what happened? They
Okay.
have taken code base of JUnit, or you can say base is JUnit. Based on that, they have added some more added feature. So now test ng is popular. So everywhere, if you
Okay. Okay.
being a QA, no one is using JUnit now. Everyone is going for test ng. So you type it and just hit enter. So you just click
TestNG.
on
This one.
stop. Yes, yes.
This one.
Yes, this one. Just confirm it. Since here it's a
Uh,
7 o'clock, for you, what's the time now?
it's 7. Yeah, 7, 8.
Okay, so it's almost kind of 10 to 12 hours difference.
Yeah, it's like 11 and a half hours. Sorry, 12
Just
and a half hours.
not completed our request. Keep quiet.
I
Okay.
should hit confirm.
Yes. We'll see what it is. Okay, accept the license. So here that you see if the endmost, I mean,
Yeah, yeah,
rightmost
installing.
is installing. So once this will be done, we'll install Maven. I think Maven should be there, but still will cross verify.
So, and what is the difference between Gradle and Maven?
See, Gradle and Maven both are having, these are known as dependency management. So when you are working in a project, you might be using a number of libraries, third-party libraries, right? So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just so what happens? There is a two-way of having those dependencies in your project, especially in terms of Java. So in Java, all the libraries ends with .jar. So we are calling it jar files. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are downloading all those jars manually and placing it in your project, basically you are telling that your project that these are the libraries or these are the dependencies which I am using in this project, and you have to provide me all these libraries or all these jar features, or you are leveraging those features in your project. So one thing is you can do manually. But suppose today it's Appium 11, right? That jar is
Yeah.
there. Tomorrow they will come with 12, 13 like that. So every time you have to come to the project, and you have to remove the older version and go with the latest versions. Every time you have to download and all. So if it's one or two dependency, you can do it. You can do it every time manually also. There is no. But if you are using like
Mm-hmm.
20, 30 or 40 libraries or different uh, or you can say different Java jars, then what you will do? So instead of doing it manually, you are going with something that okay, you will define that these are my dependencies, these are the versions. Tomorrow, if some versions is putting to change, then those versions will automatically updated. New version will replace the older version in your project. You don't have to do anything, you just have to update the project. So here Maven and Gradle helps you. So Maven and Gradle is giving you this facility that okay, just tell me what are the dependencies you want to have in your project, and I'll take care of that. So what happens, you just tell them that okay, I need selenium, I need Appium, I need this and all those things. And after
Mm-hmm.
that, Gradle or this Maven, they hit their repository. They are having some cloud-based repository, or they know from where to fetch these dependencies. So they are hitting that server, you can say, and from their server, based on your requirement, you are saying Selenium 3.14 or 3.13, whatever you are saying. Based on that, it is fetching all the dependencies to your project. So tomorrow you don't have to change it anything manually. If tomorrow some new versions are coming, that also will be taken care by the Maven or Gradle itself. So this is the difference. So there is no manual effort, because manually if you are trying to download or 10 or 20 jars or more than that, it's quite possible sometimes you might end up with some jars which you have not placed, or you miss that jar and your project is not working as you are expecting, right? It's quite
Mm-hmm.
possible.
Yeah.
So to avoid these kind of situations, people are going for Maven or Gradle, so that one time I mean, once they will all define, okay, these are the uh, libraries which I'm going to need, they will define it, and after that it will be taken care by Maven or Gradle. You don't have to worry. Is there anything latest or something like um, if some new versions are coming, am I using upgraded version? All these things will be taken care by your POM and sorry, Maven and Grad. Okay, so
Yeah.
there is not much difference, but the way they work or the way they use dependency to call dependencies having some difference. So being a Java till now, whatever I have seen, most of the people are going for Maven because Maven community is
Okay.
very big, and the support, or you can say the libraries which they are having, it's like you can say heaven for the softwares people. Everything you go in Maven repository and you search it, you'll get n number of suggestions, and based on the your requirement you can pick one of the dependencies. Gradle, yeah, they started few years back. Still they have lots of things to cover. The journey is a bit long for them, but they are also doing a
Yeah, I
good job.
got it.
So here also we
Yeah,
are going to do with Maven. Gradle I have seen, but I'm not using, and I have to look back, look into that how Gradle is being used, but will be most of the time doing Maven only.
sure, sure.
So if you again go to the help and again click on Eclipse Market, just type Maven here. If it's installed, then it will already show that it's installed. Otherwise,
Oh,
we have to install it again.
meanwhile, in the slide you have shown API level, right? So, what do you mean by API level 17, 21, or something?
Where?
In the slide, one of the slide, you have shown
Yes.
SDK API level or something.
I'll come to that point also. So Maven is in
Okay.
stock, okay, and yeah, okay. So when I'm saying API level 17 and all, what happens? We generally say iOS version 11, iOS version 12, like kind of things, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
Android is also having Android 8, Android 9 and all. So for those Android 8 and Android 9, so whatever the SDK they have developed, or whatever environment they have decided that, okay, this should be known as Android 8, these things should be known as Android 9. So they
And the
are
nine,
called
yeah.
API. So they have developed API. So API is nothing but something or some application without having a UI. It's a basically a backend,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
So we as a QA, we test always front end, but whatever we are seeing, whatever data we are seeing in the front end, it's coming from the back end, right? So that those in
yeah,
those back APIs are there, which is getting called, and they are displaying data on your screen, or you can say on your application. So
yeah.
those API level, when I am saying Android 8, so 8, I think 8 is this 23. So 8, 23. So for them, it is understanding that if someone is saying Android 8, then whatever API I have developed, it should be level 23. So same API they might have developed for Android 7. So if you have seen that Android 7 and Android 8 is looking little bit different, or the functionality is little bit different, because the API which they have designed, or the backend which they have written for Android 8, Android 7 is different. So to differentiate those APIs from one another, they are having this Android levels, you can say. So if
Okay,
someone
okay.
is Android 8, they know that which API is going to call, where it is they have stored, or how it is working, everything they know, kind of things.
Yeah,
It's not like Android 17 or sorry, Android 7, if they have developed, so based on that API only they will again come up with Android 18. It's not like that. Yeah, some of the things will be there in Android 18 or in API 18. Okay, but most of the things they will add new every time. If you are seeing that your OS is getting new features, so for that they have designed it like that. So they are calling it as a API. They are not calling Android 8 or Android 9. They are calling API level. So it's an
API.
API.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah.
Yeah, got it.
So Maven is also installed, TestNG is also installed. Okay. So we'll create one Java project here normally. Okay. Before that,
Yeah.
uh, do you have Android Studio?
Mm,
Yeah, you have
yeah.
Android.
3 version 3.1.
Okay, no issue. It's fine. So it's there. So okay. And all this path and all is already set for you.
What is that?
I mean, all the environment variables, Android SDK path, and all those things are already you have.
In the bash profile?
Yes, in the
Um,
bash profile you have already added it.
I don't know. Actually, dot slash bash. Is the same bash underscore
Yes,
profile.
yes. Slash
Give
dot.
slash slash dot bash. Is a different command.
Permission denied. You don't have that permission.
Uh-huh. So is it the same? This is a command.
Yeah, actually, this is same thing. Let me try in my system whether it's working for me or not. Hmm, It's this one.
Yeah, open.
Okay.
Open.
So you have Java path, Java home, you have Android home, you have
But
Android SDK platform tools. Yeah,
Java.
couple of things are missing. So I'm sending you all the commands which you might be needed there. Okay. So you
Okay.
can take the reference and you can add it. Only maybe directory will be changed, but just a moment. So you might have got my message, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Java home, Android home, path.
So in Android Studio, we have to set this path. So when we'll launch an emulator and all, I'll tell you why all these paths are needed. But for a time being, you can keep it.
Yeah.
So you are just using SDK and platform tools. You have to use other couple of things.
Okay. So, yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, and it does not go. What? We should copy and paste. What part? All part tools. Okay. Okay.
Do you have Maven built in?
Empty.
So you have to download a Maven. You can say from. I mean, you just type it, download Maven, and you'll be sending to this Apache websites. So yeah, I
Oh,
think you
okay.
have.
So what is it? Maven?
Oh, just Maven for Mac. Hmm. So based on your system, like it's
Install a simple process. Install Java home set the
so
single
where is
code.
that setup file here?
What is that?
Click on. I mean, there should be a tar file for Mac, right? So that you can
Yeah.
download it. So if you see here, come down. So as per your system, you can choose, or you can even go for zip file also because zip file also works in Mac also. So,
Uh, this one? Binary
yes,
zip
this
or
is
source.
binary. These are the source code for those. This is binary. So wherever you are extracting that, first you have to extract that, and that path you have to provide it as your Maven home.
Oh, this part we have to give.
Yeah, so wherever it is downloaded, and you are extracting it. So if you are extracting it in some download folder, so that path you have to pass.
No. Maven. Yeah, it's there.
So you are using 3.6.0.
3.6.
Okay. So yeah, you can save it.
Save control. Okay. Control O, and then press hit return. Next, control X, and
Yes.
then need to activate source dot bash profile. Okay, yeah,
So now
done.
you type here ADB,
ADB
ADB.
while, yeah.
So all these things are coming. It means your system is able to find all the dependencies related to Android.
Yeah.
Okay. So now you go to your this. So everything is done. Now we'll create one emulator or one device there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So go to Android Studio.
Let's do, yeah.
Hmm. Open this. So you click on this. Okay, close it. You click on this download icon SDK on topmost corner on the right.
Down on the right.
Topmost top.
Here.
So there are two icons right here. One is like no, just little bit right. Yeah. So this
Okay.
one, yeah. It's a SDK. If you it's, SDK manager. So if you see here, uh,
Mm-hmm.
here they have mentioned API level. If you see Android API 28, Android 8.1, they are Oreo, so API level is 27. So if
Yeah.
you ask any Google person, Android 8, maybe he'll not understand. But if you say API 27, they will understand because they are having this 17 or 18 API level annotations for those API versions. So most of the time they are remembering API level, they are not remembering the things like
Oh, okay. Okay. Got it.
versions.
Yeah.
So you want to do it on your real device or you want to do it in virtual device?
Emulator. Yeah. We'll use. Yeah. Emulator.
Emulator. So you can then go ahead with this Android 8.1 or you can say Android 28. That is fine. So if you want, you can select both.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So you select it.
No, I think no, I could not select this. I don't know.
Okay, so they are not allowing you
Okay.
because okay, let it be. So it's fine.
Yeah,
Maybe your Android Studio is not up to date, so yeah. Okay, no
yeah,
issue.
yeah.
So
And
now,
then
if you
click
see here,
OK.
whatever you have selected, it's coming under
Uh-huh.
SDK platforms. So these platforms or this is the environment for which, like, you are buying a device, right? Right. Currently, you are going to create a device with Android 8.1. Your intention is to create a emulator with Android 8.1, right? So same way,
Yeah.
you are buying a device, a real device with Android 8. So this SDK is designed for Android 8. So for that SDK, whatever apps is coming as inbuilt, that is native apps, and whatever apps you can download or you can run it might not work for other version of this what to say, Android. So if you have seen on Android Google Play Store, there is whenever you are trying to download an application, they will provide some descriptions like what are the minimum requirements. For some app, they will give Android 7, or for some app they will give Android
Yeah.
6, and so it means this application is designed a particular environment, a particular SDK platform, and that SDK supports these many versions only because those apps are
Okay.
based on that SDK. So SDK dependency is there. So if it's saying Android 6 plus should be there, then only this app you can download it, you can download, and it will run fine. If it's you are not meeting the requirement, even though you are, first of all, they will not allow to download. Somehow if you are able to download through some other Play Store or some from some other online websites, it will not work. So this is the SDK which I was talking. I was continuously telling that it will run in your environment or your virtual device environment. So this SDK platform decides which app where it will run. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Got it.
Then next tab, if you click SDK tools,
Should we click OK and apply this one?
here
Download.
if you see SDK platform, not currently, I would suggest you to cancel this for a moment. Yes.
Okay.
Here if you see SDK platforms are highlighted, right? Now if you see, now go to SDK tools. So you have selected Android 8. So with Android 8, these are the tools making that SDK, or you can say inside that SDK, these are the tools or these are the libraries available. Okay, and these are the
Okay.
libraries
Yeah.
which is going to run always in the background, which is helping you to run your application, and you are getting service by that application, or you are sending some request to your device and your device is responding. So these are the tools which is running always in your background.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
So these are some of the tools. If you have if you are able to see, it's blue color or highlighted. It means these are the minimum tools which you might be needing to start with your device. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
these are
Yeah.
also there for different purposes, but these are the minimum things which we are always going to need it. So now, if you click on apply, you can just click on apply and click on OK. So it will start downloading that SDK for you. If you might have, I mean, if you have updated your this Android Studio, you might be able
Mm-hmm.
to choose Android API level 28.
28
That is
gig.
nothing but
Okay.
Android 9. But anyhow, it's okay.
Okay.
8 is still in the market. Most of the devices are on 8, so finish. Okay. So if you see here, just click on that SDK manager once.
SDK
SDK manager
manager.
access. Here again at the same icon which you had clicked previously. This one, yes. Copy this path. which you are seeing Android SDK location here. Copy this path, go to your system, and I mean, go copy this, and CD you can do, or you can even go to your Finder. So if you see here, these are the folders which got created when you downloaded all these things. So at this particular places, all these things. So if you recall, just now you have added some build tools folder, platform folders, tools folders, path in your bash file, right?
Yeah.
So whenever your command is going to execute, that command will be taken care by Appium. Appium will give it to your device, and since your device got the request, they will help all these folders inside that they are having some setup to understand that request and process it and send it to you. So if you open build tools folder now for a moment,
Mm-hmm.
so here this is the Android API level which you have downloaded, and with that these are the actual commands. These are the exe file where you can say these are the files when it is getting run in background. You are just writing a
Okay,
code,
okay.
you are passing it through to the device using your Appium tool, but when your device is performing, they are using all these things or all these commands to give you a response back. So
Yeah, yeah.
if you
Got
want,
it.
if you know your all Android commands, ADB commands they called. Okay, if you know all the Android commands, you can even do it from terminal. All those things which you are doing through a code.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So go back now.
Yeah,
Oh, no, in that folder structure only, which you had opened now.
okay. Oh,
So go back. Just one more. So if you see emulator, click on this emulator. So how it is
mm-hmm.
understanding that it has to pick emulator. So here these many emulators they have provided, or you can say whatever emulator you want to create for those things. These are the dependencies. So these, whenever you are creating, I'll tell you how to create an emulator. Whenever you are creating a
Mm-hmm.
virtual device, these things are getting called in background, and your emulator is working for you, but actually these things are
Okay, okay.
happening behind. So these are the locations. So that's why we are passing these files to our bash file, because our system should know, our operating system should know that where it has to find all these libraries or all these dependencies so that it will run it. That's why we are providing
Okay, okay.
those
The
directory
path.
path. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now go back to your Android Studio, close this window. So I mean, next to this one icon is there. Next to SDK Manager, one more icon is there. Yeah, no, sorry, not no next to next, previous to that. Huh,
Okay.
yes. So if you see, you can create virtual device to replicate these kind of things. You can have a mobile or tablet. You can create a virtual device for Google is having now. Android is having some this watch and all.
CarPlay. Uh, yeah,
Smart TV, smart car, all these things. So we'll go for devices. Okay. Click on virtual devices. These are some of the replica they are already providing. So you can choose one of them. Next. So here you have downloaded the SDK, right? You have downloaded the
mm-hmm.
SDK, something for audio, right?
Yeah.
So, and here it's image. So image is nothing but they are calling it as select a system image. If you see here, system image, right? So what system
Uh,
image? For
okay.
that SDK, how look and what are the kind of looks and feels they have decided, because Android 7 look is different from Android 8, Android 8 look is different
And
from Android 9. So with this image you can replicate same thing in your device also. Since you have downloaded Android Oreo, so you go with Oreo.
Okay, okay.
Okay, so this is like you, so you have to first click here, download. You have to download this. So this image will decide how your virtual device will look.
Okay, okay, okay.
You have in background, you have SDK 27 or for Android, SDK supporting Android 8. Okay, that is Oreo. How this Oreo is looking in a device is decided by this image file. Those SDK are
Okay,
just to provide the functionalities or dependencies. They are not related to look and feel. They are running in background to give you the service, to give you the, uh, I mean, take input from you and give output to you. But you are doing most of the times, not most of the, every times you are doing with UI, right? You are clicking on something, you are
yeah,
launching. So those look and feel, how you would click and all those things are coming here. If you see now that download I link gone, now it's downloaded, it means, right?
yeah,
Okay, so you
yeah.
can select, then you can select how you want to launch your this device. If you want, you can rename your device also if you want.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah,
Okay, so that's fine.
it's fine.
Just finish it. Now if you can go and run it, so your device will get created, your virtual device will be getting created.
Oh, it's the same way we have to restart, like start it.
So it will take a couple of minutes to start. If you see here, these are the apps which is provided by the Apple by default. So here it's a mix of hybrid plus some web as well as native apps. So these calculators and all are native. Gmail, which you are seeing, kind is one of the
Yeah,
hybrid, and this Chrome is there to launch any other application, Amazon, Netflix, anything. That is a web application.
yeah.
Okay. Yes. So your Android setup is almost ready. Now, to
Mm-hmm.
check that your Android commands and everything is running fine, your emulator is successfully created, or you go to your terminal,
Mm-hmm.
just type ADB devices. It will give you the device currently running on your system.
Yeah.
So, this is by default emulator 554. So, whenever you are creating a device, okay, it will give you this number. If you have created two more device and two more this emulator is running, then in that case one emulator number will be different from the another one. For us
Okay.
one
So
fine
let's
current.
let's say we have created a different one, but we did not launch it, but still it shows the list of devices attached, or we have to launch it.
No, until unless you are not launching it, your device is not on, it will not be able to read it. So once your device is
Okay,
getting
okay,
launched, once you have launched it, then it's a direct connection with the OS. So OS is knowing what is the
okay,
device phone number.
okay, okay, okay.
Since for us one is fine, why to waste memory and all? But if you want, you can do it. There is no issue.
Yeah,
Anytime you'll be using, most of the time you'll be using only one emulator.
yeah.
Okay. So with this Android setup is ready. Now we'll be creating one project.
Okay,
So just right click new. So first we'll create our normal Java project, yes. And later, after learning all these concepts and all, we will migrate it into Maven project. We'll see how Maven is working.
yeah.
Okay. So yeah, go ahead.
Project name.
Create one
And to
package here.
create packages.
Yeah. No, you do have to inside that create one class, whichever you want.
Order. You want anything?
The
Constructor.
class should be started with capital letter. You can start with a small case also, not an issue, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now to start with writing a code, if you recall our this slide where we are explaining that what are the things we were needing. Okay, so we needed Java, that is done. We needed Eclipse, that is done. TestNG plugin done. Maven plugin done. Android Studio done. SDK you have now, SDK 27 is there. Okay, that part also done. All the path and
Yeah.
everything, right? So when we were discussing about this architecture, I have told you that we are going to write WebDriver script, basically nothing but a Selenium script, right? And that
Yeah.
Selenium script will be passed on to Appium, and Appium will connect to your virtual device. So here we have couple of things left to set up in your project. That is Selenium plus this Appium things in your system.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how we are going to do that? So go to Google. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
just type here download Selenium.
I have Appium already. Is it different one? Really?
You have APM, just type here APM here.
Yeah. I have 191.
Oh, it's okay. No issue with that. Okay,
So
APM.
do
Yes,
do we need? Yeah.
yes, we
If I
need
can,
couple of.
I can just update it if you want.
Okay, you can go ahead.
Appium. Start. Mhm.
Okay, so everything is done.
Yeah,
Okay, so still we need a couple of jars. So now you have installed the APM. Okay,
yeah.
you have to write Selenium based code because your APM is based on Selenium. Even though it is written in Node.js, it is based on Selenium, right? So
Yeah,
you have to
yeah.
have Selenium. So just type download Selenium. Go to this official site. Choose here this uh, previous releases. You can download these things, but I would not suggest. The reason behind that is uh,
Okay.
previous releases. Okay, so here you will go for 3.14 because I have done lots of combination, permutation combination, and the one which is working fine, I'm trying to
Oh,
get
okay, okay. Yeah.
because if you
So
go for
Selenium
all the
check.
latest, it's not working. So don't go for zip. You go for this standalone server, but you can download both. I'll show
Then
you the way. Okay, click on this. It will start downloading, and click on that zip also. 3.1.4 zip.
this one?
This one also. I'll show you the difference why we
Oh,
are
okay.
going standalone, why we are not going for zip.
If you don't mind, can I just quickly just come in 1 minute?
Yeah, sure, sure, no issue. Take your time.
Yeah, I'll just leave. Thanks. Yeah, sorry, sorry.
It's okay, no issue. So we have just downloaded this Selenium things, right?
Yeah.
So these are the libraries, or this is the jar which we have downloaded, which is going to
Mm-hmm.
help us, or which is going to provide some of the classes or some of the uh, functions which, sorry, methods which we are using to write Selenium code. And this jar is helping us to communicate between your tool and your code. So we are writing Java code, right? And your
Mm-hmm.
Appium is based on Selenium. So Java code which you are writing will be written in using Selenium syntax. So this jar gives us those syntax or those classes or those methods, so that whatever code we are writing, it should be sent to Selenium based tool, and Selenium later will pass into
Yeah.
Appium, and Appium will pass into your device. So
Okay.
that
Yeah.
will be this. So you have downloaded two things. You have downloaded one standalone jar and one some zip folder. If you see here
Yeah.
somewhere, okay, you unzip it. You unzip it, and if you see this folder, go inside this folder. You have so many other jars, okay, and inside
Mm-hmm.
leaves some more jars are there. Inside leaves
Yeah.
folder,
Oh, libs. Okay.
so many other jars are there, okay, which is used for different. So all these jars have been put together and combined as a one jar. So that is known as Selenium standalone server.
Standalone. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So basically, inside that Selenium stand server, also inside this one jar, all the jars which you have seen in these folders is kept. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
So
Yeah.
so whenever we are going to add the dependency in our project in this jar format, until unless
Mm-hmm.
you are not a Maven project. Since we have created a normal project, we have not created a Maven project. So here we have to add this dependency manually. Okay. So if
Okay.
you see here, when we are adding, when we are going to add this dependency manually, so if I'm adding one jar, this standalone server jar, inside that all other jars are there. So it means if I'm adding one jar, all other jars are taken care, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but if you try to add dependency which is inside this Selenium 3.14 folder, so many other jars are there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you might be, there is a chance that sometimes you might miss one of the jar to add there and all. So in that case, your project will behave you weirdly. You will not get the expected output, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
So instead of doing to avoid these kind of things, we are going for Selenium standalone server, because here you have to add
Okay.
one jar and this jar will take care of all other jars automatically. So their
Yeah. Yeah.
chances of missing any jar is very less compared to the jars which is available inside this folder. So now how to add
Okay.
that dependency in your project? Okay,
Yeah.
so go to your Eclipse, right click on your
Oh,
project,
lib.
right click on your project.
Mm,
Here you will see
import
build path, build path,
build.
and here you will see at the end configure build path at the end. Here, so if you click here, it will ask you here go to libraries section, and you can add jars or you
And
can add external jars. Add jars and external jars is having meaning, so I'll explain you those things also. So wherever you have
okay.
downloaded, that's standalone server. So now if you have, okay, okay, open it
Okay.
and apply it. So you have added all the dependency which is required to write a Selenium code. But suppose
Yeah.
instead of this jar, single jar, if you are trying to add those jars which is available in those folders. And if
Mm-hmm.
you miss something, then you are you'll face some issue, right? So if you
Yeah,
expand,
yeah, I understood. Yeah, it's like everything should be added instead of adding everything, just add one.
so if you expand this selenium standalone jar, you'll see all other things are there. Everything is there.
Yeah, yep,
Instead of having one jar, you could have added these many jars there.
yeah,
Okay. So your selenium part is ready. Now, if you want, you can write one of the selenium code there. Okay. So I'm telling you how to write it. Mm, okay. Before that, we need. Okay. So we are not still ready to write a selenium code. We have to download couple of things. Okay. Go to
yeah.
this Chrome or any browser and type download Google driver. Oh, sorry, not Google driver. Download Chrome driver. My mistake. Sorry, sorry. So why we are downloading this Chrome driver here is that, see, you are going to write code, right? And that code
Mm-hmm.
is basically going to interact with the browser. So how Java will understand that which project it has to launch, because you might have n number of browsers in your system, right? So how would
Yeah.
it know, or how your code will know that which browser it has to launch? So your browser will come to know using this driver that okay, I have to call either Chrome or Firefox and other things. So for every browser there are different kind of driver available. So why we need driver is because whatever code we are writing using Selenium or Python or any other thing, that is basically your Selenium code using Java or Python. So Selenium code is going to send request to your browser if you are working with a web-based application, or if you are working with
Mm-hmm.
an app or any other hybrid app, then it will pass that communication to the this your Appium server, right? And Appium server will
Mm-hmm.
pass to this your device, either it's a real device or virtual device.
Yeah.
So currently, I am just checking whatever dependency I have downloaded, Selenium dependency and all. I am able to write a Selenium code first, because I told you that we are going to write a Selenium code using Java, and that Selenium code will be passed on to Appium, and Appium will take that code into the format of JSON HTTP format, and that will be passed to device. So in that case, we
Mm-hmm.
have to ensure that we are perfect or environment, or we are having all the things covered to write a Selenium. That's why I'm writing first Selenium script. If it's running fine, then we'll see how to pass those things to Appium. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
What is your Chrome version in your browser, I mean, in your system installed?
72 dot.
72. I think now it will update it. I think it's trying to update. Okay, so 72 is there. We can go, if you see here, scroll down. So these are the different driver versions
Okay.
available for different browsers. So if you see, they have written which version is supporting which browser version what. Okay, so
Yeah. Can I download this one?
yes, you can download this. So they have different for Mac, Linux, and Windows.
Uh,
Hmm.
they run this.
Just keep it here. Just keep it here for a moment. I will tell you how to
Okay.
what to write. So you have this and you have that. So, okay. So go to your system code base. I mean Eclipse. Just write here
Okay.
web driver or no. Yes. Okay. Write it web driver. Just type WED web driver and control
Mm-hmm.
space. Get the suggestion also. Sorry, in your case, command space. I think.
Yeah.
So if you want to get suggestion, I think for me control space is working. You try with control space.
Yeah.
So yeah, see, WebDriver is an interface. Okay. So you take
Yeah.
any, so you know that in Java we can create a reference type of an interface, right? Even though we can't instantiate the interface, we can have a reference of interface, right? So you can give some
Mm-hmm.
name like driver or browser, any name you can give here, equal to, here you type new, then you type Chrome driver. Just type Chrome, and if you give some space, control space, you will get suggestion. Chrome driver, right? And end it with semicolon. So now this is going to create this part, new Chrome driver is going to create a browser for you. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
whenever
Mm-hmm.
you run code, and that browser reference you are storing it in WebDriver. That is a type of interface. Okay, so now your browser is stored in this WebDriver here, the WebDriver variable which you have written, and
Mm-hmm.
since you are going to interact with the browser most of the time, so you are storing it, you are creating, and as soon as you are storing it in a WebDriver, and every time you will make a reference of this WebDriver reference variable, and it means basically you are calling your browser itself. Okay, so this
Yeah.
line
Yeah.
will launch a browser for you, Chrome browser. Okay, so
Yeah.
now if you give WebDriver dot whatever reference variable you have taken dot get. So get is the method which is taking a URL, and that same
Mm-hmm.
URL will pass on to the Selenium browser. So it's like you have launched a Chrome browser and now you are typing something called www.google.com or whatever you want, that kind of URL to be passed. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So save and right click and run as Java application. Save it, right click, run as
Yeah.
Java application. If you run it, okay, yeah, it's asking for save. So if you run it, you will get error. Why? Because just now I told you that you have written a Selenium. This is nothing but a Selenium code. So you have run a Selenium code using Java, and your intention is to launch Chrome browser. But how it know that you want to launch a Chrome browser? So to launch that Chrome browser, you have to tell that I want to launch a Chrome browser. So how would you do that? So what do you have to do before WebDriver, you have to write one more line. Go there. Before WebDriver, just type system dot set property. So here it is taking two values string. uh, so here first value should be the path where you have downloaded that Chrome driver. It should be inside quotes, double quotes. So give that path where your driver is there. No, it should be second. My mistakes. It should be second.
Second.
Okay, you click this. I mean, you take this path wherever it is
Oh,
installed.
value.
It should be value.
Okay.
Mm.
keep it in here.
Slash chrome driver.exe. The name, exact name, what that is having. Right? Is it chrome driver or a small chrome driver, that we have to see.
A small
Everything is small. Okay. So you are saying that this driver you are going to use, but where is this
one.
driver? I mean, this is the driver which you are going to use at this place, which is available at this directory, right? Now
Yeah.
here you write web driver. Everything is small. Web driver.
Here the key.
Yes, in the key. Web driver dot Chrome dot driver. So basically, where before launching the browser, you are passing this information to your Selenium code that I am going to use Chrome driver, which is available
Mm-hmm.
at location, and this is the exe file. So Chrome driver, whenever you defining that, okay, this is the driver, so you have to find Chrome driver. Like that, you can find Firefox driver or Safari driver, and later in
Okay.
value you are giving, that key is basically what kind of browser you want to launch, and key is where it will find that driver which will help is it to launch a browser. Okay,
Yeah.
so if you run it now, and if browser is working fine and it's taking a URL, it means, yeah, our Selenium code setup is correct. Still it's an issue. Okay,
Does not
so
exist.
Chrome.exe is not existent. So you can do one thing in this Mac exe is, first of all you check wherever you are, whatever path you have given is there or not. At that place, your device that exe is there or not. So
Chrome
Chrome.
driver. Yeah.
So okay, got it. I got it. What is the issue here? You go to your code, just remove this exe. Just pass till Chrome driver, just remove this exe, because the file name for you is Chrome driver, not a Chrome driver exe. If
Yeah.
you would have done it on in Windows, that time you could have provided this exe. So now it has started launching Chrome, and it has launched your
Yeah.
UI, right?
Yeah.
It means
Yeah.
we are good to go. Our Selenium setup is ready.
Good. Yeah.
Okay, and if you see in console, it's saying that what is the Chrome driver version which we have downloaded. You have downloaded 2.46. Okay, that is running on that port, and
Okay.
some message what a kind of protocol it is using to communicate with the browser and all those things. Okay,
Yeah.
so your Selenium code is written as, since we are going to write a Selenium part, so our Selenium setup is ready, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so now we need one more dependency. Since this code is going to communicate with the Appium driver, so how it will do? It will make use of some dependency that is called Appium client jar. So Appium client jar is taking care of the code written by the user, or Selenium code written by the user should be passed on to Appium server, and that will be later passed on to device. So that will be taken care by Appium client jar. So Appium client jar is
Mm-hmm.
responsible to take this code and pass it to the Appium server in the form of HTTP JSON web protocol. So how would you do that? Go to Google, and
Mm-hmm.
type here Appium IO. Click on this for okay downloads. Just you can say libraries, yeah, client libraries for Java. Just let me check what version I am using so that we'll
Yeah,
see
sure.
what is the correct dependency for this. Mm, yeah, you can download that 7. Is it showing 7.0?
Yeah, 7.0.
Okay, so you can download that.
It's asking the jar. Yeah, this one.
Just a moment. Yes, so you have to download here it as a jar because we are adding our manually currently manually our dependency manually, right? Okay, so
Yeah,
add that jar. Just go to your project in Eclipse,
Eclipse. Ta-da.
right click, build path on project. Click on your project first, then right click, build path, configure build path. You can add jars. So that will be Java client. Yes, add this, apply and close. Okay, so
Yeah,
now this, if you see in reference library, it will be there. Okay, so you
yeah,
have all the setups ready with you to write a cell, what to say, a code to launch your browser in the emulator. Okay,
yeah,
so I'm sending or to you or just let me send you one code here just to check our the way we have checked that our selenium setup is ready. We'll check this
yeah,
also that our Appium setup is ready. Now our selenium code with the help of this Appium client jar is able to talk to our device. Okay,
yeah.
so once we'll be done with that, then we'll proceed further. I have sent you one code, just copy it here, currently copy paste there. I'll explain you each and everything in this line, not now, because we are just checking it that
Yeah,
everything is working fine.
yeah.
But yeah, in future, obviously, I'll explain you. You remove this, everything before
Uh,
this.
yeah, I couldn't sell it. It's behaving in a weird way. Yeah. No.
Okay, this inside main my name from Raj. This also you can delete.
Yeah.
So yeah, uh, you have
What is
some.
it? Space? I'm giving space, but still it deleting. Deleting. Okay.
So it is having some error, so it's having this. So we'll try to solve this one by one. Or shall I send it in your mail or what?
Yeah, sure, sure.
Okay, so I'll be sending this same code in your mail so that you'll not have an issue.
Yeah, NRE dot.
So, either you can type it also, there will be no issue.
Yeah.
Okay. So before capabilities, go there. Before capability, first line at line number 9,
Yeah.
uh, type desired capabilities, right? Desired control space. If you give, you'll get some suggestions. It is a class, so this should be caps. Yes.
Yeah.
Then you can give a reference variable capabilities, or you can give any name, whichever you want,
Yeah.
equal to new desired capabilities. So now, and it is semicolon. So now, if you see, still you are getting error here. The reason behind that is that I was using reference variable capabilities in my code, and you are using DC. So all capabilities you should replace with DC, or
Mm-hmm.
you can, if you want, you can replace your reference variable itself.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah. Just
Yeah, okay,
replay.
no issue. You can go ahead with anything.
Yeah.
Okay, so these things are done. So if you put a cursor here,
Here.
it will ask you to have some dependencies. So if you see,
I think this snippet is not working properly.
because you are not closing your main and your class closing is also not there.
Yeah, that's fine. See, like enter. When I say enter, it's behaving weird. Right? Can you just send this in mail? Possible? I just double that.
Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just send it to your mail,
Yeah,
so that you will have a clear idea.
this I cannot delete it. Also, I cannot select.
So no issue. I'm sending you a mail. Within a minute, you'll get it.
Yeah,
Can you tell me your mail ID?
yeah. JABADEESH dot MARELLA at dexcom.com.
Okay, yes. So you are working for
You
this
can use.
organization?
Yeah.
I sent it. Just check. Did you get the mail or not?
I can just use this one. That way. JXN. This one.
Hmm. So inside this class, you copy paste from main till here, everything. Uh, Go to your class. Paste it. Okay. So still you are getting error. I will see why you are getting it. That is next part. That error is
That
not
is, we did not add the desired cable, I think.
exactly. So you have to add those first of all desired capabilities. Parenthesis should be there at the end. Yes. So you have couple of error here. If you go there, you have to import that.
God.
Just now import why we are doing this. I'll give you. Okay. So second one, second one. Yeah. Java. Okay. And you can import this also. Okay. Acha. So if you see here, what are the informations which we are passing here is device name,
Mm-hmm.
platform Android, platform version. These are the mandatory things. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So now you are going to launch a Chrome. So here you have to change couple of things. The platform version is what? 6, right?
Six,
In
yeah,
this
yeah.
one. But yours emulator is running on 8. So you have
Eight
to
dot
pass
eight.
8 is enough. 8 dot and all is taken care. Now browser name
Okay.
which you want to run it Chrome browser. So you give Chrome
Yeah,
here. Okay. So now,
yeah.
okay. Yeah. Oh, good. So now, if you go to your emulator, which you
Mm-hmm.
have, you just check what is the Chrome version here. It will be like 46 or something, or 68, I think. Accept and continue. No thanks. Go to this, yeah, settings. About Chrome, something will be there. Yeah. So it's a 61. So
Still,
if you try
yeah,
to run it now, give it a try, give it a try. Before that, in terminal, run Appium. So Appium started. No, it's
no,
doing.
it did not start. Yeah.
It's not take this much time. Yeah, it has started now. Okay. So now if you
Um, what is that?
just run it, execute this code.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you go to your see your Appium started having some
Yeah.
commands or that, right? Okay.
Yeah.
We'll, we'll discuss those things. These are the logs. It means whatever code you have written, that code is given to the APM. So based on that,
Yeah.
APM is converting it to see all these ADB devices. All those are this Android commands, and those commands are available or those libraries are available in SDK folder. If you remember, we have seen that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And here also, if you see some of the paths are there, library, Android SDK, platform tools, from where which are the things is getting called, that is there.
Yeah.
Okay. So why you got error? The error, if you go to the console, It's saying an unknown server-side error occurred while processing a Chrome driver.
Yeah.
So just now you have downloaded Chrome driver what? 2.46,
Four,
correct?
four. Yeah. Yeah.
And your Chrome version in this emulator is 61. So 2.46 is not compatible with 61. So either you have to
Okay.
downgrade your Chrome driver version, or else you have to upgrade the Chrome installed in your emulator. Okay, so we will upgrade
Okay.
installed in Chrome. How? So we will do is we will download APK from outside.
APK
Okay,
from?
outside, I mean some third party application or website. So you go to your
Oh,
Google,
okay.
not here, you
Oh
can
my
go
God.
to,
Okay.
okay, go to APK mirror, or just type download Google Chrome APK, Google Chrome latest APK. Okay, hit enter, then come here this APK mirror, second link, if you come click here, what I mean, at your place, it's not allowed these links.
Yeah, I think.
I think, yeah. So VPN issue or what? Just let me see how can I help you if I try to.
Yeah.
I can share my thing, but not.
Otherwise, I'll download the, what do you call that, Chrome driver, a different version. It's,
But that is not the good approach. But why? If you are downgrading Chrome version for 61, maybe the applications which are coming will not be compatible with those versions, right? That also we have to see.
oh, okay, okay.
So you can't download any of the APK here.
I think so. Checking firewall. Otherwise, what I'll do is I'll download on my personal one, and meanwhile, and I'll install it
No,
afterwards by tomorrow.
what I can do is I can, okay, just let me see how can. Give me a moment.
Excuse me. Can you excuse me? Hello.
Yes, yes,
Excuse me.
yeah, hello.
Can you yeah? Can you reduce your volume? Yeah, yeah, fine.
So just give me a couple of moments.
Yeah.
Just give me a couple of moments. I'm figuring out how can I share it to you.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
I'm sending it to you through Google Drive. Is it fine?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
I hope
Oh,
Google is able to.
on this one, you want to send it?
So if I give you, do you have Google account?
Yeah, yeah, I have it.
Okay, so just a minute. I'll share this Google Drive link for you.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Okay, so just 2 more minutes. I'm uploading. So,
Sure, sure, sure.
Mikhail, can you ping me your Gmail ID?
Yeah, it's I'll just type in the chat. Okay.
Oh, I'll send it to you. So I've sent you one link through Gmail.
Mm, I did not
In
receive.
updates.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Just unzip it. So inside this, there will be something called Chrome 72 or something.
Yeah.
Just drag and drop. Just drag and drop to your emulator. There is a way
All
of
right.
can install it using command also,
I think
but
using command line, right? Yeah, ADB install or something.
you can do that also, but you can just
Drag
drag and
drop. Okay.
so it will work in that case. Okay, go back to your home page. I mean, home screen. Go back. I mean, In emulator, go to home screen, just click on back button, click on that back.
How to take off this zoom?
Uh,
Zoom.
zoom, zoom. There should be a CTA for that. Okay. You can just restart it.
Still restart. This one?
Um, this one will not restart. Just kill it here from here. Force quit something, or you can quit
From where?
this. Just
Where?
quit this emulator. Uh, and
Oh,
yeah, yeah, you
here.
can do
This
that.
one?
Okay, just so try to launch now, and then let that dismiss. Just drag and drop there. So now it's installed, right? If you want to cross verify,
Yeah.
you just go and check what is the version of Chrome.
So,
About Chrome at the end. At the end, you will get it about Chrome.
yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Okay. So now,
Yeah.
if you run it, you will get error. I know, but I still I want you to run it.
Yeah. Just do right.
Okay. And it is saying that the test one is having some error. Still, you want to proceed. That is the error.
Yeah, but that is a different one. It is
Okay.
having issues with this.
So if you see here, you go to your emulator, you see is it happening, something is happening or not.
It is still doing something responding to plan.
Focus on your emulator, no? Just leave it and see what is
Yeah.
still there. If it's running, we'll get some Chrome will be launched with some URL, or if it's not, then we'll see. Okay, it's gonna fail. I know that within a minute. Meanwhile, what you can do, you can go to your this here after this web driver this line web driver
Yeah, this one. Yeah.
after this line, just type driver dot get, give some URL so that you'll know that Chrome is launched and you're launching an application there.
Shall I stop it?
It's going to fail. The reason behind that is the reason it will take time, but the thing is it will fail because the if you remember when we have written Selenium and code, we had provided that where it has to get those Chrome driver and all, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's a
So,
capability. We have to say.
okay. But here we are not giving any such kind of information.
Okay, yeah, the path.
Delete error, definitely. So what
Yeah.
we'll do, instead of passing it in Mac, we have this facility. In Windows we don't have. Instead of passing that system dot or system dot set property, then you are passing that Chrome driver
Mm-hmm.
type. For corresponding driver you are passing path destination, right?
Mm-hmm.
So instead of doing that again and again every time you will write a code, we have a shortcut. You copy that Chrome driver wherever you have downloaded or installed.
Copy Chrome driver. This one?
No, 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 no. Chrome driver, some setup you have downloaded, right? This one.
Yeah.
Copy this.
Oh,
Okay. In your Finder, there is an option called Go on
go.
top menu. Finder, file, edit, wherever you are seeing. No? Not here, on top.
Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Then here, go to folder option is there. Type here slash usr
Star.
no, not a star, u for
U.
uh,
Okay.
the second option slash
User
local
bin.
local local slash bin. Go there and paste this file there. If you want, you can search. If you want, you can search.
Yeah, it's there.
It's there, right? So what happens every time you have set for this user, this is that Chrome driver. So it will, whenever you'll try to run a browser, it will automatically fetch from this path, this driver, and you don't have to provide those extra lines and all. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Uh, So now if you run stop, you have already stopped, right? Now if you
No,
run
I did
it,
not stop.
it would not stop.
I
So
did
what
not.
happens?
Yeah.
Okay. So starting, go to your emulator. Post screen 500. What happened now? Could not set proxy command remote version. What happened? And I'm not certain. Okay, expand this line. Expand this line.
Oh, expensive.
So it's saying an unidentified inspector. What inspector it has found? Can you scroll on right side? Slide it little bit. Invalid URL. Okay. Go to your code.
Oh, is it invalid?
It should be something HTTPS something like, right? These are the
Oh,
simple.
okay, okay.
Oh, now try to run it and see your emulator.
Yeah,
So it's launching. Perfect, right?
yeah,
So it's basically launching. And every time whatever command has been passed for that, if you see, it has go to your now Appium's console. Yes. If you see, it has given some commands, and based on that, it is giving the 200 status and all those things.
yeah.
So here is the log which you can refer to see whether it is working fine or not, and where and what are the files it has processed, whether it's running or not. So if you scroll a little bit up in this country. So if you see here, uh, we have passed whatever things we have passed. It's been going there. Platform Android, then Chrome browser, Chrome driver. What is the Chrome driver? And uh, some default things it's having its own, but some user defined things where it's
yeah,
finding. Okay, and
yeah.
those parameters which we were passing, like those capabilities which we were passing in our code, it was working fine. So you got HTTP response as 200. If you see here,
What is that?
here,
What do you
uh,
say?
HTTP response, right? 200.
Yeah,
It has created a session, and this is the session ID, and for that session ID, these are the response, or these are the capabilities it has passed, and those capabilities were working fine. So you got it in response 200. So it means your
yeah.
device told the APM that okay, all these things are whatever passed to me, I am understanding that and I'm okay with that. Okay. Then
Yeah,
what are the URL it has? So it has started this 1.7.00, all these things
yeah.
your APM starts. So this way you can take help of this log if something is getting wrong in your code.
Okay, okay, yeah.
Okay. So this is the Android setup we have done, and I hope you are clear with this. If you want, you can practice this. You can uninstall, then install it again. All those things you can do it. Okay.
Sure, sure.
Tomorrow
Yeah.
we use setup for iOS. Same way, we'll verify our iOS setup is working fine or not. Once our setup is
Okay.
verified, we will discuss each and every line. Currently, I have just sent you the code and you have executed, right? But why we are
Yeah, yeah.
writing? Why we are not writing in any other way? What if I write something else in that? What we kind of error and all those things will everything will discuss in detail.
Sure, sure, sure.
Okay. So meanwhile,
Okay,
for this uh, whatever installation we have done um for Android, I'll send some documents maybe today or tomorrow, so that if you are reinstalling it or you have uninstalled everything and you have to do a fresh configuration or fresh installation for Android, how will you do that? Those steps will help you.
okay. Yeah, sure, sure.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I'm wrapping it up because I have some next session. So
sure.
okay, so tomorrow we'll do
Yeah,
for I, and
yeah.
we'll try to understand one.